Hey, what's up everyone, welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Today we have another new deck, the Hog Mortar Motorcycle deck. It's a really nice one. It has really cheap cards, which is really important when it actually comes to cycling up the cards you actually have. If you don't have the ability to cycle up the cards you actually have, it's definitely going to be a nightmare for you. So this deck actually fulfills that aspect of the deck making thingy. So we have the Hog Mortar as a big win condition. We also have the Mortar, which is really good at whatsoever it actually does. It actually does 228. That is really nice. You'll at least be getting 2 shots on that. You'll be probably seeing that in the video. We also have the minion horde, which is a good counter for any tank that's coming towards your way, unless the opponent has a good counter like maybe Ayrus or Zap or something like that. So we also have the bats to take down again bats if they don't have the counter. We have the skeleton, the spare goblin and the goblin gang to again distract them and kind of pull them away from getting into that tower there. We also have the log as well as the zap to just clear out the troops. So without wasting any of your time, let's get right into the video and just show you how this works. But before that, make sure to subscribe to the channel for Clash of Clans or Clash Royale content every single day. Make sure to leave a like and make sure to click on the bell notification icon so that you don't miss any of my Clash of Clans or Clash Royale content as soon as I upload them. So here is the first replay, and we have the Hog Mortar as well as the Mortar. Pretty much 2 good cards to continue and put in the pressure for the opponent. So we're gonna start over by dropping in the Hog Mortar rather than the Mortar, because we don't want to actually waste down our Mortar. So we're gonna drop in the log, and the log is taking down all the cards, all the skeletons over there, which is really nice. And if you're worried about the executioner, how to deal with it, you just have to drop in the bats right above him. In that way, he actually has to swing in 5 times. In the meantime, the bats are actually going to do just as you can see here in the replay. That's how you're actually going to deal with the executioner. You definitely have to have a troop that actually has at least 5 or 6 units in them. So maybe the goblin gang or the bats or the minion horde. All these cards will do a really good job when it actually comes to executioner. Again, the log doing really the stuff we wanted to do. Again, the skeleton army, a big threat. We're gonna neutralize that. We're gonna take it down by dropping in the spare goblins. We have the Mortar up in gradation, so we're just gonna put in the Mortar and make sure we're at least gonna get that 1 shot from that Mortar. So 1 shot from the Mortar is actually gonna do around 200, and that is really nice to have. So the opponent is coming up with the executioner. We don't want to drop in the Mortar because we know the executioner will target the Mortar. We don't want to make sure we're taking any damage from the Mortar at all. But then see the executioner again, he did not have any chance at all over there. So we're dropping in the the Hog Mortar, and then we're just gonna cycle it up with the log. That's how we're just going to go. 6 elixir up, we're gonna drop in the Hog Mortar, put in the log right behind it, and the opponent does drop in the minion horde. Definitely not a counter for that. The opponent definitely did have some brain over here. So we are going to be putting in the bats. We're going to distract them for some seconds, but then there's a lot of troops to handle. We're just going to zap it down, and that's just 1 shot away for those minions to die. So we're again in some good shape over here. So the opponent is coming up with balloon. He's dropping that in. We have the Mortar. Fortunately, we're just going to drop that in and make sure that the balloon is not going to do any damage to that tower. We just want to make sure we're taking down the balloon. The log is going to perfectly take down all of those guys and let us take that tower down. Just 88 points. The Hog Mortar is easily going to take that down. We are going to be cycling up by putting in a bat, and then we're just going to put in the bats now. At this point, we just want to make sure that the executioner is down, because he's a big threat. He's going to remove all these cards, and in the meanwhile, the troops over there up from behind did do some damage. So we are going to be taking down the baby dragon. Yes, we are going to be taking that down. The opponent is coming up with the balloon this time. He's going to drop in the balloon now. We're just going to put in the Mortar one last time. 10 more seconds remaining. Put that Mortar right here in front of the balloon. I don't know what I was thinking, but then it was a really slow reaction from me. But then we definitely get the victory over here. Good game by him. It was a good game, in fact. So we definitely get the victory over here. Here is the second replay, and we're facing off level 8 guys. And don't underestimate these lower level guys, because they have so good decks that they definitely will be having a really good game for you. So definitely a lower level in terms of the tower doesn't mean he's not a good player. It's just that they have really good decks, and that's why they're facing off with you. So again, we have the Mortar up in our advantage. You see the Mortar, the amount of damage it's actually doing. It's really nice to see. The Mortar definitely did do some damage to that tower. So again, the Wizard again can be taken down, as you actually saw from the Executioner. Again, you see the Wizard does do much better damage than what the Executioner does, but then that's actually gonna help us take down those few hit points over there. The freeze spell just in time. I mean, just a few seconds early for the opponent. He actually should have dropped it a bit after I actually dropped the troop. In that way, he actually would have made the most value. But on the other hand, the Hog Rider definitely did some damage over the here. So just the fact that these level 8 guys have low level troops, that's the only problem we have. But then the deck, as far as the deck is concerned, it's a really nice deck. You definitely will be facing a lot of trouble. So again, the Mortar coming in over here, we are going to be dropping in the Spare Goblins to do some damage to the Wizard over here. The Mortar is locked on to the Wizard, and the Mortar takes down the Wizard. Pretty much a clutch over there. So again, we are going to be dropping in the log. We're just going to see, we're not going to drop in the log because we know that there's no point of actually dropping it. There's not a lot of troops that the opponent can actually do in order to counter that. So again, we have good counters for this. We're going to drop in the log to take that down. We are going to be putting in the bat to take that down as well. So when it comes to tanks, we don't have any problem at all, unless the opponent has some really good troops coming towards your way, maybe like a Mega Knight or something. If that's coming into it, we probably will be in some trouble, of course. So we're just going to drop in the zap, and we are doing pretty good. You see the Mortar, the amount of damage it's actually doing is just awesome to see. The Hog Rider will be dropped in some time, and again, the opponent does drop in the Pekka, big threat for us, and the Hog Rider does take in one shot, and the tower is down over there. We're just going to drop in the bats to do the damage to the the mini Pekka over there. So the opponent drops in a lot of troops, which I am not sure why couldn't handle. But then the giant skeleton, the freeze pretty much shouldn't have been dropped there, pretty much wasting 4 elixir for the opponent. So we definitely have the lead over here. We are going to be dropping in the log to do the final bit of damage, so we get the victory here. Again, you see it's a really easy one for us, so we definitely got the victory on our side. Yeah, you guys, this is a really nice deck with an average elixir of just 3, and that is nice to have because we have a lot of cards over here and we can just cycle up these cards. It's really important up in Clash of Clans because you can actually have the same card again in the arena while the opponent has maybe a different card. So you definitely will be having the advantage of actually dropping in the same card. So in our case, we can actually drop in so many Mortars, so many Hog Riders, big win condition to consider. Just drop in as many Hog Riders with just dropping in the bats, the log, and just cycle them up in order to get the Hog Rider. Hog Rider will definitely do some of the other damage to that tower. So definitely a nice deck to have. Make sure you're giving this a try. You definitely will be making up in the Hog Arena, I mean the Hog Mountain, or maybe the Electro Valley, as where I am in, easily. And yeah, thank you so much for watching till the very end. I'm Ayrus, and I'll be seeing you next time. Until then, goodbye.